Also, you know what, Thorin? I can't believe this didn't. This is how irrelevant TSM is now. They actually escaped our downfall of our enemy segment at the beginning.
Oh yeah, true.
Despite the fact that this might be TSM's last game in the LCS. What the fuck? How did they escape the initial segment?
Well, ironically, guys, the Shaw Summoning Insight, which has almost been going 10 years, is actually now going to win a War of Stamina with TSM, who, when we began the show, was the biggest North American brand in the entire game. We're actually about to outlast them. We're like this close to doing it. That's mental in itself, man. That's ridiculous. Because here's the thing, Monty, we couldn't even have dreamed of that manifestation. Like, the idea that, like, TSM just won't even exist in League of Legends, like, that's too much to dream of, mate. That is the ultimate, like, watch the bodies of your enemies fall by. Like, that's mental, mate. That's actually fucking mental.
But it's because they are so irrelevant, guys. Like, imagine living in a world where TSM, you know, they just drift into irrelevancy. Nobody even cares about their brand anymore, which was always weak and just propped up by winning. The brand itself was, I mean, the name TSM, the logo, everything is complete garbage. They were a meme chant at best. Now they have a minimum salary roster where all of their players on minimum. Credit to their players, they overperformed based on expectation, which is also, guys, I know we like to get players paid, but this is also proof that esports isn't going anywhere, because if you've been around for long enough, people used to get paid absolutely fucking nothing to be in esports, and we still had amazing players and amazing champions, because it turns out the best players just want to play the fucking game and perform, and the most important thing isn't money, it's winning. That is the most important thing to these players. Now, I support the players getting money, but TSM, it's like, they fielded a very competitive roster while profiting from League of Legends. Like, they made money off of the revenue share this split. So credit to TSM's players, not to the organization, of course. They suck. But when we look at TSM, now here's the thing. Have we heard any news about what's going on with TSM for next year? No, we have not. Very interesting. Apparently, they're going to be another tier 1 region. Now, my prediction is they're just going to do a brand share like NIP did over in the LPL, where they just give the TSM brand and like have some sort of co-ownership arrangement with some like kind of minor LPL team. But otherwise, like they did investigate buying the Misfits slot at first when Misfits were for sale. They did think about joining LEC. They did kind of kick the tires on that one. Do they go to LEC? Do they go to CBLOL? Reggie said a major region, but Reggie isn't a known truth teller, and so might be stretching his words on that one. But we haven't heard any announcement. Like, where is TSM going? Where are they?
You know, the ultimate irony,
could it be that they made an announcement without a plan? They would never do that. They're very well. If you
think about it, bearing in mind the context of what we've revealed in the past about Lena and her role as president, then she herself came out against Reginald and then used her fucking puppet / fucking minion Doublelift to also speak out on against Reginald. In many ways, what actually fucked Reginald at the end of his whole time in TSM, Monty, was not paying enough attention to and or skillfully being able to navigate his base life. There you go. In the end, the theme did all come back to haunt him, didn't it? You know.
Well done.
There you go.
Yeah.
So reference at this point, of course. Whatever. It's all good.
Good riddance, TSM. You went out with a whimper. You played yourselves in the end. You lost to yourselves. You lost to your own inability to build items. To your own inability to spend money in the right ways, some might say. That's why you lost, both in organizational aspects and when it comes to in-game LCS play. So, good riddance. I will
By the way,
let's
tie this back in, though, because this ties into the whole topic about the walkout shit, mate. I said this at the time. You guys could not have picked a worse time, like, aesthetically to do a fucking walkout where the industry, the game is, and where your region was. Like, think about it. What we've just seen, this split, this is what it was all about, Monty, this massive war. The dog shit product that we're watching now, we're all supposed to fall over and go, oh no, there better be a way to put more money in. Like, nobody is. It's going to be the other way around, guys. Like, and actually, I think that is the biggest canary in the whole fucking coal mine. Guys, if TSM leave, TSM was this region. They were far and away the most popular team. They used to have the best teams. Remember, dude, weren't they in like the first 10 LCS finals or something mental like that? And like they'd already won like 5, 6, 7 championships. Like the idea that team completely leaves your region, that's not just like lol, let's all laugh at Reggie. Like that implies like the health of LCS and the League of Legends in NA is fucking terrible, mate. It's in a really bad spot. The idea you just bail completely. I think that's a tragedy. It's actually whack for the fucking storyline of the region, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what there is to do to save this thing at this point in time. Like, besides massive Riot subsidies, it's going to be really difficult, even with the luxury taxes in China and Korea, to keep up with payments to players or fielding even good players sustainably. For people who are not Last Free Nation, a lot of the esports sponsorships have dried up. Shout out to our awesome sponsors, though. Weird how we keep getting them and other people don't. That's strange. Almost like other people burn them by giving very bad deliverables and not doing things for sponsors, like we've been saying for years. But shout out to our wonderful sponsors. And it's tough. It's going to be tough to maintain rosters. It's going to be tough to maintain viewership. It's going to be tough to be competitive on a global stage. And if you believe that lack of international success is what is holding the LCS back from viewership and has led to a viewership spiral, well, the relief is not going to be coming in the future. The results will continue to be poor. There isn't a reason for the results to get better. There's no money. It's just kind of in a doom spiral right now, guys. I don't know how you fix LCS.
The problem I have, Monty, is I have a sense of humor where it primarily is myself that I tickle. I don't even think of the audience. But if I think it's funny, I don't care. I'll say it. So here's the other joke. Did you hear the news, guys? Lena made the list. She's on the Forbes 30 under 30. I thought it was pretty inappropriate they started ranking by IQ, but whatever.
Jesus. Wow.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I just don't give a fuck.
Wow. Well,
I
mean, honestly, if you look at some of those 30 under 30 lists and look at the esports people who make them, it's not pretty.
They're pretty bad.
Those age very badly most of the time. Those age very, very badly.
Listen, I thought that was a beautiful present that Reggie bought at that fucking 30 under 30 appearance. I thought, what a great gesture. It's nice when your boss does care about you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, those lists they often have like 3 judges who are incredibly biased. Yes. Like Mark Merrill has picked people on that list before. Too good. Wow. Well, I don't know how you save the LCS. This whole thing also, while we've had unexpected results, I don't think it's great to see the gameplay in the playoffs. Like, if this is the best we're going to get, is every other team in major regions, 5,000 gold lead, easy closeout. LCS teams, God only knows who's going to win that game. And you can't give up those leads internationally, I'll tell you that.
Here's an angle I want to just throw in here, right? Look, I understand NRG does have Ignar and FBI, who are in no fucking context North American. But like, this just shows, Monty, how nonsense this stupid thing that fans do, where they pretend like virtue signal style that they care about NA talent. If you care about NA talent, you should fucking love NRG. NRG is like an actual, like, old school, like, look at the players they've got. They've gone for, like, literally, they're being carried, by the way, by NA talent. They've got, like, traditional players that have been in the LCS for years and years. If you're actually a fan of NA players, I'm not, but you should be loving this fucking team. Like, what's the hate on? Like, this should be your team to fucking love at Worlds, right? This is the NA squad.
And they've been performing. I mean, Palafox has been surprisingly good in these playoffs.
Yes.
We should give credit where it's due. Like, FBI looked kind of questionable for a lot of this split, but he has returned to a form that we expect from him. Ignar's on engaged supports, the perfect Ignar meta. Palafox has looked great in the game so far. He is legitimately outplaying the other mid laners that he's up against, and he's playing better than MNS is, and they're going to be facing C9 for a berth straight into the grand finals, right? So it's not outrageous that NRG could actually do well and potentially win the league. But yeah, people should be very excited about NRG. This is a team that has been, a lot of these players, the top side of the map, the American players have been together for quite a long time now, and they arguably upgraded, especially at the ADC position in the offseason. So should be good. Like, this should be a good team.
I mean, obviously, if this was LCK, every single Cloud9 player would be the best at their role. So take that. MNS is actually the best, isn't he? So can't argue against it. Got you there. Got you on that one.
Can't argue that Jojo Pion's better. That's true. Can't do it. Yeah. So I don't know. LCS continues to be very strange. And
I mean, the real joke of all, I mean, remember, this is also on the table, just like my naive question about Dignitas and Golden Guardians. Monte, I don't want to have to bring this up. I don't want it to be possible. I don't want this to be a world where this can happen. But after the things I have seen, I feel like I'm fucking Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, like, the horror. Right? After the things I've seen, Monte, there is a real world where we now must, at least for 1 minute, consider NRG might just beat C9 and ruin the whole fucking split. That can now happen. I'm not saying it will, but it's not impossible anymore, is it? It's now got a greater than zero chance of that happening. And if that happens, even if Cloud9 still goes to second, if somehow NRG wins this upper bracket final, low key, you've actually ruined the whole split. Like you have fucked us all on the way out. You've ruined the whole thing. The one thing we have left is that Cloud9 at least is going to be really good. You know, that's all we have. That's all we have left.
To see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content, well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.